Okay, good morning. I've got 9:30, Monday, August 4th, 2025. We'll start our regular meeting of Commissioners Court. We'll start with Commissioner Giusti leading us in pledges, Commissioner Appel in the invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to gather and meet. Thank you for this day. Thank you for Galveston County. We ask that you guide us in our decision making. We ask that you bless all of those who live, work, and play in Galveston County and keep them safe. We ask that you be with our state leaders, our national leaders, and our troops and their families. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Items 1 through 45 are on consent. I have had a request to defer item 14 as it is not. Public comment. We have public comment. No one signed up. Is anyone here to address the Commissioners Court in public comment that I seem to forget on a regular basis? All right, don't see any. Now we're on to consent items. Items 1 through 45 are on consent. Item 14 is being deferred as it's not ready to be voted on yet. Have a motion and a second to pass the rest. The motion passes 5-0. Brings us to item 46, County Clerk, public hearing on the County Clerk's proposed records archive fee established under Section 118.025 and 118.011F of the Texas Local Government Code. Open up the public hearing at 9:31 a.m. Anyone here wishing to address the Commissioners Court in the public hearing on the County Clerk's proposed records archive fee? Do we have a recommended archive fee? We'll close public comment at 9:32. Do we know what the public? Item 47 is consideration of an order adopting the county clerk's proposed records archive fee established under Section 118.025 and 118.011F of the Texas Local Government Code. Is it in the backup, or do we know what it is? Look into the county clerks.
It's $10.
$10. Okay. Is that the same as it was last year?
Yes.
All right. So it's $10, same as last year. Have a motion to approve in a second. Motion passes 5-0. Item 48, professional services. Consideration for Commissioners Court's proposed tax rate as required by Senate Bill 2. I make the motion that we propose the no new tax rate of 0.324975 per $100 evaluation, and that is the no new revenue tax rate. Have a motion and a second to propose that as the adopted tax rate, which we're not quite to yet. And that motion passes 5-0. Executive session, break into executive session. Texas Government Code, Section 551.074, Personnel Matters. Commissioners Court will enter into an executive session as permitted under the Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, pursuant to Section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code, Personnel Matters, to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee. 49, Chief Financial Officer. We will be back from executive session momentarily. Okay, we're back from executive session at 9:42. Brings us to item C50, consideration of approval of appointment of chief financial officer. I'll make a motion to appoint Dinah Halupa as the chief financial officer with a starting salary of $155 a year. I'm just waiting. We don't, can't vote. No, we've done it. We're just waiting for them to, we don't have a chance to, we made a motion in a second, but we don't have the option to vote right now.
I know.
Sorry, Diane.
Nope. Do we need to do it again?
Try it again, Joe.
Not here?
Not here. Yeah, nobody's got it. All right, we'll go verbal. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. That brings us to the end of our,
Congrats.
what's that? I
Judge,
was
and then
motioning.
Daryl was second.
Yeah, so motion by me, Commissioner Apfel, second.
Second.
And then
Thank you,
unanimous
sir.
vote.
Thank you so much, Commissioners. Thank you, Jim.
Okay, that brings us to the end of our regular agenda at 9:44. We'll go immediately into workshop, budget workshop, starting at 9:44, and only one item, budget workshop discussion. So this new CFO and Tyler, have a seat. I believe we were going to start with elected official salaries. Is that correct? Okay.
Good morning, Judge,
Morning.
Commissioners, and I'm with the budget officers. In front of you, you have a packet that is for our budget workshop number 1. We have 2 items, merit program and elected officials. We're going to go ahead and start with elected officials, which is the last page number 6. The only changes that were made were part of the district of the core administration order, and that's it. I know we have it made individually. I don't know if there's any questions.
I thought we were expecting a couple of elected judges to be here, but I don't see any. None? Okay. So for clarification, I think the court should know that the supplement that we're authorized to pay the district judges is contingent upon them performing extrajudicial functions, which I believe our general counsel has termed anything outside of their courtroom. Anything inside their courtroom is judicial. Anything outside of their courtroom is extrajudicial. And then we have said, okay, all extrajudicial functions to include strike team. And it's my understanding, Tyler, that they have all responded affirmatively that they will all perform strike team.
Yes, I've received, all 10 judges have replied back that they have all accepted to take on the duties of strike team or continue on the duties of strike team. And to help with the record, Judge, our general counsel, Paul Reddy, he references Texas Government Code 32.001A, and that subsection allows commissioners' courts may pay the judges in the county additional compensation based on extrajudicial services performed by those judges. And he cites 2 attorney general opinions.
Our administrative judge is walking in as we speak.
And he cites 2 attorney general opinions, GA-0437 and JM-1019, as examples to where, one, a justification on a salary variance, meaning that not all judges need to be paid the same supplement, is justified based off of variance and responsibilities, and also designates that extrajudicial services are those services that are beyond the bench, them serving in their official capacity on the bench in the courtroom. So based on that, the communication that was sent to the judges, that there was going to be consideration today that you were going to increase the supplement, which the state's allowed you to do, to $25,000 to all those judges who agreed affirmatively that they would continue or take on the services of the strike team, which is the blood draw warrant program with the DA's office. And those who chose not to, based on this court's action today, it was consideration of maybe not allowing them to have a supplement at all, $0. And all 10 judges replied back that they would take on.
Judge
those
Robinson,
duties.
the administrative judge, has just walked in, and it's my understanding, Judge Robinson, that all 10 have agreed, and that's apparently in writing as well. Is that your understanding, sir?
That's my understanding as well.
Thank you, Judge. All right, any
I
further
think-
discussion
I think
on?
Judge Robinson wanted to say something on this.
Judge
though.
Robinson, please go on.
Well,
Yeah.
Please,
Yes, sir.
just so we can hear you
Well,
on the
while the judge is
microphone.
approaching, so last year, the supplement was 18,000, correct?
It was 18,000. The Commissioner's Court has never conditioned it on any specific extrajudicial services, just something that's been paid to the judges here in the county for, I think, before your time, Judge
Way
Henry,
before my
correct?
time, right?
And then that increased this year.
Correct, statutorily.
The state increased judicial pay across the board for all district and county court of law judges, which allows you to increase the amount of money that the county may give in supplemental pay. Some counties, and I can let Judge Robinson speak about it, some counties don't pay a supplement, some do. Other counties do condition the supplement like we are here today, so I'll hand it over to Judge Robinson.
Okay.
But quickly, I think we always intended the supplement to be for their participation and teamwork in extrajudicial activities.
Correct.
That's the way we've always.
That,
told them.
you're correct on concept, it just didn't work out that way. Some chose not to do certain
There
things.
was a variance in responsibility, so each judge had been getting 18,000, but there was a few that were not providing those services historically. So this year, based on the legal review, now that you have the increase, the discussion, Judge Henry was to bring it to the court to consider, maybe we need to tie it into, say, these extrajudicial services and then notice it as such, so.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you so much for giving me just a minute to speak on this. And first, though, to thank you for your consideration in supporting the judiciary here in Galveston County with this supplement. We know that this is not a guaranteed supplement. This is discretionary on behalf of the commissioners in all 254 counties of how they want to deal with this. And we really appreciate the support that this body has given the judiciary over the past number of years, especially since I've been on the bench in supporting us with that increase that the county can give. So thank you, and thank you for your consideration in increasing the extra percentage points moving forward as well. I worked integrally with the legislature over the past year in getting the state base pay raised. It had not been raised since 2012 or 13, and so it was a much-needed raise to be able to recruit and support the judiciary across the state. With that being said, in working very closely with members of both chambers, in particular Speaker Burrows and his staff in the House, they were adamant that they wanted judicial base pay, the district judge base pay, which everything's tied to judicial judge base pay across the state. They wanted that to start with a 2. Speaker Burrows was very adamant about that. So with the 175 that they've been able to set, their goal was to entice or maybe seek the counties to kick in that extra 25 that's allowed now to make it 200, as the base pay essentially. So we'd like to thank you so much for your consideration. Judge Henry is correct. It's my understanding all of the elected judges that work at the Justice Center have agreed to now participate in our strike team program, which I can tell you, I just did my regular duty last week. It's not great when you do it. It's a burden, but it is a community support aspect of the job, and we thank you for recognizing that.
And hopefully now with all 10, it'll be less frequent than it has been in the past.
That's correct. I mean, and that's what we've told our colleagues. We've asked them, the more of us that participate, the less frequently you have to do it yourself individually, and that's just a given. So it's a simple math solution.
Judge,
And-
if you would, just for the public's knowledge, because it's been thrown around, would you tell them what the strike team does and what it is?
Sure. So our strike team in Galveston County, it's a program that was established, I don't know, decade, 12, 15 years ago, maybe even, where instead of having, I think what they used to call no refusal weekends, where it was only like certain holiday type weekends or special occasion events that were taking place in the county, where we would have a prosecutor and a judge that'd be available 24/7 during those specific timeframes of those weekends or events, in order for police to be able to pursue what's called exigent circumstantial evidence, or evidence that was of a time-sensitive nature, i.e. someone's blood, when investigating a DWI offense. What the strike team did some decade or so ago was create a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week system that allows law enforcement to seek those specific types of warrants for evidence that has a time-sensitive nature. It's evolved a little bit from there, but that's the gist of it. So now what we do is there are judges in particular that are on call every night of the week, just like doctors are on call for their particular hospitals or facilities they work at. And we receive phone calls from every different law enforcement agency in Galveston County that are seeking an evidentiary search warrant for someone's blood in a DWI type investigation, whether that's a basic first offense DWI or an intoxication manslaughter case. We make ourselves available and work that program. Weekends are much more busy than the weekdays, okay? But if I get 5 phone calls between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. on a Friday night, I get Saturday to sleep that off, right? But you do that on a Tuesday when you have jury trial and you're presiding over a murder case, it's difficult. It's difficult. So it is a lot that's asked of us. We recognize that. But again, as I stated earlier, this is to support the community. This program, it's worked well. We're in the process of encouraging and working with the district attorney's office to do better data collection on the success rates of this program. But I think it's pretty easy to see that the program is highly successful and has done a great service to Galveston County, which unfortunately, our citizens like to partake, and visitors like to partake even more. So,
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
thank you, Commissioners, so much. Appreciate your time, and again, thank you for your support and consideration.
For the court's information, unless something came in while I've been up here, no elected official has indicated that they expect to agree their salary. Is that still correct, Linda? Right, I understand that, but we've notified the members of the grievance committee, so we are prepared, but usually by this time we've had notification that someone intends to, and so far there's nothing.
And I will go ahead and send these to all the elected officials,
Okay.
and we go in accordance with the
Right.
There is one change on the salary schedule for the county judge's salary, to remove the hour allowance to 0, be the things and all.
Okay.
We can go ahead and move to the next one, which is the merit program on page number 4. As you know, we have been doing this program for over 4 years already. We're going to keep the same parameters that we did last year, which is elected leaders and department heads calculate between 2 and 5%, depending on the performance of their employees. And we have 3 options in front of you. We have 1%, 1.25, and 1.5 with their estimated cost next to it. We do have a merit for the court coordinators of 3%, and we exclude employees that were hired after April 1st, since that way they have been out of probation by the prior president. From a budget perspective, the recommendation will be to go by 1%, but of course, I'd like your guidance on that.
I will recommend 1%, as we're not going to have as much discretionary money this budget cycle to work with as we have in the past.
Yeah.
So if there's not any other changes to the 1% recommendation, that's what Diana's going to recommend out to HR and start working with the department heads and elected officials so they can start doing their reviews with their employees and getting their salary adjustments back to them to work into the budget in the next 30 days. So I don't know if the Corps has any other comments, recommendations to provide.
If not, that's all we have for our budget workshop.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
with that, we're out of workshop at 9:57.
Yeah, thank you.